Alright, so today we're going to show you guys how to saddle up a horse. So I always like to make sure that your pad is clean, there's no dirt and stuff underneath there that could make the horse uncomfortable. And then it's always, usually our pads all have a hole here to take a hold, and that goes to the front. So I like to put it on and then make sure that there's no mane underneath that could also rub the horse. And make sure it fits good. And then I always like to check underneath where my girth is. Make sure there's no dirt there that could cause a sore or something. And then the saddle, I like to take a hold back here and my hand underneath there. And then you swing it up, come back, and then swing it up and on over. And set it like that. And then I would take my girth down to the other side here. Make sure it's got the length I need it to be. And then sometimes you need to situate your saddle, make sure it sits right. And I always like to push up the front of my pad up a little bit so it doesn't pinch my horse. So I like to run it through my girth. Oh, and you can even put your stirrup bow over to the saddle horn so that's out of your way. I like to run it through here, down, and then up again. And then I always like to make it just snug, tight so the saddle doesn't move. And maybe put your end through here so it stays, and I always like to bridle up my horse, and then you can tighten the saddle more before you go on. And then I always make my bridle pretty loose to put it on your horse, and then after you put it on you can tighten it up and make it fit however it needs to be. That way it doesn't pinch his ears or his mouth if it's too tight to put on. I would put on my reins first. This, in case your horse wants to walk away, you can always pull it back over here with your reins. And then you can put your thumb in the corner of their mouth and press down. If he doesn't want to open his mouth, you can press down and open his mouth. He opened it by himself, but you can also, if you press down here, he opens it up like that. And I can tighten it up on both sides here. I always like to tighten it up to where there's maybe one or two wrinkles there. That's kind of how I usually go for, to know how tight to make it. You can see it's, if I loosen this up, there's a little bit of wrinkles there, so that's telling me it's sitting up against the corner there. And then your throat latch here, I like to bring it up here so you can stick a finger or so underneath. If you make it too loose, they can get the bridle off. But if you make it too tight, it could choke them. So you want to make sure you have it tight enough so that where they can't get the bridle off, but not too tight. And then after I bridle them up, you can always tighten up your saddle a couple more. And you can also use your holes down here. Put your tongue there through the holes, tighten it up like that, or I tighten it up and then I make a knot up here. You run it down here, this up here, then over here, in the back here, then stick your tail end down here and pull it tight. And it also stays like that. You can use your tongue down here, or you can do it up here and make a knot like that. And then your stirrups here are adjustable. This goes down here, then you can pull this up, and then you got your different holes here where you can adjust it to whatever fits for you. You can bring it down a hole or two, and then slide that over top and pull it down, make sure everything's tight. And then the other side is the same. Then you can count your holes. Both sides should be same size. So.
And this saddle would be made especially to fit larger horses, right?
Yep. Yeah, these saddles are wider up here, made to fit draft horses. And then we also have different size. I think this is a 16-inch saddle. I know we have 17 inches as well, so we have a couple different sizes. And